Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Guys on Sports. We're here to make fantasy fun again. Week 8 is in the books. We're looking forward to Week 9. Mark is missing today, so shout out to Mark. Hope everything's well. If you're here, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we put up a new show. But, guys, how was your fantasy week and your real life week?
Real life week, I'll discuss most of the time.
Okay.
But the fantasy life, which I wish I lived in most of the time, I actually won 73 to 72.
Wow. It's a barn burner.
Thank you, McLaren.
Oh,
Yeah. He really crapped.
McLaurin?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the Ohio State. Came in strong, finally played a game, got me some points.
Yeah.
Caught a ball right near the end.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't garbage time because they pulled him out in the fourth quarter, but left him in just long enough for me to get that 1 point. So I'm 5-2 on the year, so I'm looking pretty good. 5-3. But I'm the fourth spot for the playoffs, so I'm looking pretty good. Once I get past all these bye weeks, I think I have a pretty solid chance of making at least a solid run deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, I had a kind of a mixed bag. In your league of merit, I beat your brother. Always good to beat a Pasquale. And other than the fruit stand, seem to be the only challenger to the fruit stand. So I'm there and winning. So
The viewers may not know, and I have no clue. You say it all the time.
Yeah, you don't give
Can
the...
you guys explain
Yeah,
the
so-
fruit stand for the viewers?
our
Let him
league is
explain it.
our league is divided into young, very young, like early 20s, and mid, 40s and up. So for whatever reason, they started calling us the retirement home. And for obvious reasons, we started calling them the fruit stand because
Well,
You're sweet.
they're very sweet. El Dolce Vita. Anyways, yeah. But no, I'm hanging in there in that league. In my league, I took a tough loss because of McLaren. He actually,
McLaren.
yeah. Yeah, his 15 points were enough to beat me by a couple points. So, yeah.
Real life is going swell. Living a dream. Waking up every day. But fantasy life, man, this is just a season. Like I said, this is a slow
Bad season for
descent
you.
into hell
Yeah,
in
bad season.
every league. I'm losing. It's bad. Every move I make is the wrong move. Nobody's playing up to par. Everything I thought would happen one way went the other way.
Which is why you should trade me because you should try. You should do the opposite of what Phil would say to do because your decision
I
making.
think I'm having a bad
Yeah.
year. I think no matter what I do, it's going to be bad.
which is a good thing you're hosting a fantasy football league. For the
I've had good years. Listen, we got to be real. You follow these fantasy gurus. Listen, you've played fantasy football. It doesn't always pan out the way you want. You got to be committed to the process. You follow the process year in and year out, and you trust the results. Sometimes they're not going to be great, but if you start trying to flip flop and follow different guys and do different things year to year, you're never going to find where your home is true north, and you're never going to win. You got to stay true to your process, find what works. That's what I do. Some years it's not going to work, but I have a strategy, and some years it works, and I win.
Sounds good. Philadelphia 76ers. Trust the process.
Trust the
That's a
process.
different process.
Gotta-
That's just sucking on purpose.
Yeah, you got
I
to
don't
trust.
suck on purpose.
They tried
No.
to think to not suck, and then Ben Simmons didn't help that.
Yeah, Ben Simmons was what really hurt him.
It's a guy.
He was a guy.
No, not just him. Jaleel Okafor,
Yeah.
Markel Fultz.
Joel Embiid can't stay healthy.
Joel Embiid can't stay healthy, but he's a great player. He can't stay healthy.
Both shouldn't have been drafted.
Oh yeah, that's
Anyway, moving on. Speaking of that, speaking of Fultz, we'll move on to stock up and stock down.
Not my fault.
So stock up and stock down. Don't make that face. I left my iced tea over there, so I'm a little dry. And you want to get it for me?
No.
My throat's a little dry. I brought it because I don't want to drink sodas like all night like we usually do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm a little bit clamped. I might need my drink. I might have to get up and get it.
Turned Jewish. I was stuck.
Yeah. Stock up and stock. That I only know that from the Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Is it the Mike Myers? Yeah.
Talk amongst yourself.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Coffee talk,
Coffee talk. There you go.
like butter.
So we're gonna name a guy whose stock is rising and a guy whose stock is falling. I'm gonna go first. Hopefully we didn't pick the same guys. I'm gonna go first and I'll probably be the quickest. My stock up is gonna be Woody Marks. Obvious choice, right? Because of the last performance here. But in the last 2 weeks, if you married them together, he's had 30 touches. So I don't know when Mixon is supposed to come back. I don't know if you guys have heard anything on Mixon. But Woody Marks looks like he's finally a part of this offense. 12 and 14 points respectively in the last 2 weeks. And the way they want to play, especially with missing key guys on the outside, I think Woody Marks is going to continue to be a big part of the game plan. They want to play defense. They want to run the ball, and they want to create their passing game off what they're doing in the run game. So I think Woody Marks is a safe bet to continue to get touches and be productive. And my stock down is a guy who I've been down on since he was drafted. Sorry. MHJ, and I don't know if it's him, the quarterback, or just the whole thing, how it's going. But 8 receptions in his last 3 games, 0 touchdowns in that time. He had 2 earlier in the first 4 weeks of the year. But I don't know. It's just not working. Trey McBride is thriving in the offense. He's not. Maybe it's Kyler, but Kyler's there.
There's a theory.
What's the theory?
Second shortest quarterback in the league is able to see his shorter route, taller tight end, running backs out of the backfield. Can't quite. He's losing his wide receivers deep, and
It's the
that's
Tua
what,
theory.
yeah, that's what.
That's fair. I mean, I don't want to crap on MHJ here. I'm just.
Well, and the problem with MHJ is, to your point,
Yeah.
he's not going to be. He's okay at the slot. It's not his bread and butter. His bread and butter is
On
the
the
deeper
outside.
routes. So Kyler, he could get lost.
Well, as long as Kyler's there, I'd say, yeah. I don't know how I feel about putting him in my wide receiver 2 slot right now.
Yeah,
You know,
I had
maybe
to
as
this
a-
week because I didn't have a choice. But
But
I
you
get
didn't
it.
feel good about it.
I was like, I hope he gets his
Optimistic,
15,
hoping, yeah.
15 maybe this week.
I'd say right now he's like a solid middle tier flex.
Yeah, it's 10, 11 points. He's probably
If-
going to get you.
If you have him at wide receiver 2, you're not feeling great.
Yeah.
Probably.
When did they give up on Kyler?
I think
Because this year they started off, they won the first 2, and then it's just been a crap show every year. I mean, they're in division with the 49ers, the Rams. Here's this. What year are you going back to? The 49ers and the Rams. Yeah, Rams will probably eventually lose the quarterback soon because he is getting up over the hill. But if the 49ers ever stayed healthy, they'd be dominant. What's in that division?
Seahawks and
The Hawks are
Yeah.
looking good
Seattle, yeah.
with
Yeah.
Darnold.
Boy, Seattle made the right call letting Geno go and signing Sam Darnold.
So, like, is Arizona, do you just blow it up and try for that new quarterback? Because I thought Kyler was going to have a better year, and he just crapping the bed.
Yeah.
He's not going to get you any fantasy stats, which is more important to us. So, as non-fans of the Cardinals, we hate him, and fans of the Cardinals, you're not winning with him.
Yeah,
I'd tell you right now.
Like year 4.
I think he could be 5th year because they signed him.
Who? You talking about Kyler still?
Yeah, Kyler's 5th year, but he's been signed
1,
to
2,
a pretty.
3, 4, 5. This is his. No, this is his. No,
Because he signed the extended
he
contract.
signed. I'm looking right now. He was drafted. Or this is 2022. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is his 4th year.
This is his 4th year.
I mean, that's a lot.
That
of
doesn't
time,
make sense,
a
though,
lot of
right?
time to give a guy.
No, that's not right. Something about this contract is wrong. It's his 6th year.
That's a long time to not.
But I mean, it's hard to
The
give up
next-
on him because, like, it. I thought about this, like, and the Browns poverty franchise for quarterbacks. If you had Tua, well, they'd have given up, and then he'd go somewhere else and blow up. But that's the Browns curse. But like, could you like? It's better than anything we've seen. And Tua is better than any quarterback we've seen recently since Baker.
I think they give up on him in 2027.
Yeah, Kyler.
I'm
same
looking.
thing.
I'm looking.
But Kyler's good enough to win you enough games where he screws you on the draft spot, where you'd have to be lucky enough to be smart enough, and the Browns haven't been smart enough to be able to find that quarterback at at pick 6 through 12
Mhm.
that could become a number one. They can't even take the number one overall and make him into a good quarterback.
Well, I think so. I'm not even listening to what you're saying. So sorry, guys. I'm looking at I'm like still working on the Murray thing. I'm looking at the contract and when it's like void years and when they could kind of really get out of it. So they can, if they suck as hard as they do right now for the rest of the year, and they could draft a quarterback this year. They'd have him on contract next year. They have him on contract for 3 more years.
And he's not signed to ridiculous. He was
No,
signed,
he is signed to a ridiculous
was
number.
160 million.
Yeah, but
right?
the way they structured it,
Oh.
they're paying him $54 million next year.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they're paying him 95. No. That's how much dead money they would have if they cut him this year. So after they could keep him on the roster next year with a young quarterback, then 2027 rolls around, they could cut him. They would only owe him 7.2. They would save 36 million. So that's when they can make that happen. Because if they cut him next year, they'd still have to pay him 54 million. They'd only save about 1 million. Doesn't make sense. So that's your answer. That's probably what's gonna, unless they trade him to like the Browns or something.
Yeah, which that's a Browns move. We'll probably get
That's why I
three
said
first.
it. I mean, it is
We
one
get
of
him
those
three
things.
first and
Take a shot at Kyler. I don't think you get 3
And
first for Kyler.
still paying your ninth payroll quarterback.
All right, Rocky, who
I'll
you
go
got?
next.
Yeah.
My stock up is Shimmery DK. I don't know.
Jameer.
Chimere Dike.
No,
DK.
DK.
You know,
Yeah, but-
here's the reality. Calvin Ridley is coming back from injury, but I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I think he's done. And I think it's also
Really?
I think it's also likely he might get traded.
Yeah.
He has not looked good even before he got hurt. DK, whatever. He's caught 11 of 12 passes thrown his way the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
including a touchdown, 16, 17 points the last 2 weeks. Even more importantly, he increased his number of snacks by 15%. So all of those are high points for him.
Yeah.
And honestly, I spent about 5 minutes watching his routes. I think he's better right now than Ridley, or at least playing better than Ridley.
Yeah, I think Ridley needs a new. I don't think it's working with him and Cam Ward. He was over 1,000 yards last season. I don't think he fell off the face of the earth, but it's not working there. I mean, I'll give you that.
Yeah. Stock down.
Stock down.
Geno Smith opened the season with 362 passing yards versus New England. Looked good. Since then, he's only averaged 176 passing yards
Sheesh.
in the last 6 games, 6 touchdowns with 9 interceptions. He's going to have to pass more this week, and he will get some help because Brock Bowers is coming back and maybe Jacoby. But Geno looks nothing like the guy that we saw in Seattle. He looks timid. He looks afraid. He's getting rushed. And when he is getting rushed, he is giving the ball up. He just looks absolutely terrible. So I thought about mentioning Spencer Rattler, even though he's outproduced expectations, but he just got benched. They're going to take a chance and look and see what Chuck does. So could be another down.
My stock up shouldn't be a stock up like he should be, but I've noticed he's being cut in a lot of leagues. Like the percentage of people starting him or not, it's pretty low. It's McConkey. He's got the last 3 games, 9 catches for 115, 9 targets for 100, 15 targets for 67, and 10 targets for 88, and a touchdown in one of those games. So he's getting the targets in a coach-driven run type of offense. So he's getting the looks. So the fact that I've seen him be cut and be like 67% starter when most leagues have a 3, Like, doesn't make sense why people aren't starting him with those targets.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit afraid off of Aronde Gadsden and Trey Harris. They're both kind of coming up, but no, McConkey's still he's his stat machine as far as receptions.
My stock down, and it's Worthy. His numbers haven't changed since Rice came back, but because he's gotten 4 targets, 7 targets in the last 2 games, was the 4 and the 7. So he wasn't getting the targets before Rice. His numbers didn't improve, because you could look at it either way. He could have had a ton of targets because there was no Rashid Rice, but he didn't. Now he's got Rashid Rice, and you think, well, they'll double team Rashid, so now Worthy's going to have even more space, but he's not getting the looks either. And I watched the game. I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights, and for some reason, like, every pass seemed to be like little dump offs, except the deep ones that just ended up being like they just kind of like ran around and got open, especially Mr.
Ron
No, the tight end,
Kelsey.
Mr. Taylor. Like, he knows how to get open because he's got that mentality. He's been in the league forever, so he was able to get deep catches. But Worthy, who's a burner, they passed one short to him and he was able to bust it out for like 20 yards. But other than that, he's not getting any looks his way.
Yeah.
Also, what happened? I think Daddle, he's fallen off bad the last 2 weeks. Like, he had that revenge game, and like, if you traded for him, like everybody was saying, rush to trade for him, which wasn't a bad idea at that time. You didn't know he'd fall off, but Bryce Young has fallen completely off, which is gonna hurt everybody on that team.
Yeah.
So I know it's, but he's only gotten 79 yards last game with 17 rushes. That's pretty bad average.
So, yeah. All right. Well, that is stock up and stock down. I'm sorry. I was a little preoccupied, guys.
Hey, you were trying to figure out the contract?
No, I was trying to figure out my bust for later.
Oh,
Yeah. It's all right. I'm working on the show. So if you see my head down, I apologize. But we're going to move on to talking ball. Talking ball. We're going to talk about ball. We're going to cover the Bears and Ravens game, Browns and Pats game, Giants and Eagles game. We're going to talk about 3 things in each game. What happened, why did it happen, and what's going to happen. So it'll be a nice exercise for us to kind of talk a little bit about games that we're pretty familiar with, what we've seen in those games, and what we think it means going forward from a fantasy perspective. Mark is not here to talk about the Bears and Ravens, but out of respect for him, the very minimal amount that we have, we'll talk about Bears Ravens. In a game that I really think that Mark thought they were going to win.
yeah, he did.
We talked about it on our live on Sunday, and I told him, man, I got a bad feeling about this game for the Bears. They're getting some guys back on the defense for the Ravens. I knew Lamar wasn't playing, but I didn't watch more than like 30% of this game.
Was Huntley the starter?
He was.
Huntley
and
was, and he actually
was
looked okay.
Yeah, it was
He's good in that offense.
Sometimes
He's
been.
but he's very similar.
he's a study like the
Not
coach.
good wise, I meant like
Yeah.
style play.
Yeah, he's like a light version of. But Harbaugh put him in a. It's kind of like Flacco in Cincinnati. Zach, the coach, is like putting him in the perfect system. It's the same thing with Huntley. They're not letting him make a lot of mistakes. They're feeding into what he does well. They're letting him run enough to where the team's got to respect that he had 53 yards last week. 17 to 22, 186, 1 touchdown. They won the game, like right there. He didn't make any mistakes. So Bears are, to me, a real mystery.
I don't think they're a mystery. I think
They look great sometimes, and then they
I
look
think
average.
it's the Caleb Williams experience is what I
Yeah.
think. I think that I said this to Mark on the live as well, so I'm not speaking out of school. But I said that he is very inconsistent, and I think it's in his play is inconsistent because his mechanics aren't consistent, and number two, I think his reads aren't. I think sometimes he reads the play perfect, fires it in. He looks like an all-pro quarterback, and then other times he looks like a rookie still.
Yeah.
Gets flustered out of the pocket pretty easy. Doesn't know when to get rid of the ball sometimes. 25 for 38, 285 yards.
They didn't
No
lose the game
touchdowns on the
because of
day.
him.
No,
but they
but
didn't win it.
They didn't win because of him.
Yeah.
And you felt like this is a game that if you're a second year of a high draft pick, you gotta win this game. I know the Ravens are a good organization, but they don't have their starting quarterback. You're trying to establish yourself. You were 4-2 last year. You fell off a cliff. You're 4-2 this year. You don't start off too well, but losing to Tyler Huntley on the
I think
road.
we said like weapons. I think he's got top 15 receiver. He's got a top 15 running back. I don't know what they're doing with Loveland, but he was a stud in college.
And they still have Komet running around there.
So they have the skill players.
They got the coach, right?
Yeah, they paid a lot for a dynamic offensive.
Well, and they are playing better this year. Like I do think they're better this year than last year. But I think that's even more frustrating is
I think the big issue is the defense, though.
yeah.
I mean, he's inconsistent, but you got 30 hung on you by Tyler Huntley. Derrick Henry has 2 touchdowns, but to my recollection, I don't think that he had a big run.
He had 110-yard. That was it. The longest run he had. You take that out, he averaged just over like 2.8 yards the rest of his. So they kind of controlled Derrick Henry until he got to the goal line. So they seemed like they had a bend, but then they broke when they got.
And they
close
had
to
a
the
few
goal.
more penalties. Time, everything is even. If you look at the box score here, the one interception, I guess you could point to.
Weren't they on that Sunday night game where there was like both teams had like 15 flags each?
Who, the Bears?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They're going really bad. It was Sunday and Monday night. They just it was flag after flag after flag.
No, I don't
So
remember.
correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was the Bears game. So if they had another bad day with penalties, then they're just not disciplined.
Yeah, it could be that. All right, so let's move into what's gonna happen. So I think as far as the Bears go, Caleb threw for a bunch of yards, but he threw the interception, no TD. He's been pretty good. He's been pretty solid though for you in fantasy. DeAndre Swift, another decent outing. The touchdown really kind of saves him here. DJ Moore has just vanished. But Roma Dunze continues to be a guy, and I think he's probably the story for your fantasy offense. Luther Burden, what I've noticed, they can't get him going a lot. What I'm wondering, all right, so now this is something I probably have to go back and watch. Luther Burden, I seem to see him getting the ball a lot at the line of scrimmage or behind it. Is he not getting open? Does he not understand the route concepts yet? That's what my worry is about him because we're halfway through the season. I would hope that our wide receiver pick was he a 3rd round or 2nd round pick?
Boy, I want to say he was a late second, but
But he was like first 2-day pick, right? So
Yeah.
you would hope that he's getting into route concepts and they're getting the ball here and there. I feel like they're targeting him a bunch behind the line.
I mean, last week was a bad week. He only had 1 reception and only 1 target, but it was right at the line of scrimmage. And I do think the knock on him coming out was, did he have the entire route tree? They are going against Cincinnati this week, which is a defense that hasn't stopped a lot of teams. They just made the Jets look like absolute champions. So going forward, I think it does speak well for DeAndre Swift, Rome. In fact, DeAndre was my stock up guy. Like
Okay.
he was another guy that I was thinking about highlighting.
And you feel good about Caleb going forward, or
I think it's going to be more of what you get. You're probably going to get about 250 to 300 yards, probably a touchdown and an INT. Like that just seems to be who he is right now.
17 to 15th ranked type of quarterback. I don't.
Yeah.
He'll have that up, then he'll have that down. He's got the Packers in that division. It's good defense. The Lions ever stay healthy. That's a great defense.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't add. I wish Mark was here. We could probably talk more about it, but we'll move on to the Browns of Cleveland. Um, they're giving me the wrong box score here. This is the second time you guys have played them, right?
No, we played the Patriots. It's the first time.
Okay, that's what I did wrong. Okay, so the Patriots and the Browns. Pull this up. 32 Pats, 13 Browns. From what I seen of this game, it looked like a bunch of Dylan Gabriel looking bad. Looking at the box score, you had 2 TDs. Drake May played well, it looks like. You guys, I'm assuming, watched the game or some version of it. So what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, Drake May is the third ranked overall quarterback, so at least he's not terrible. But when you look at their weapons, you got Booty, which you got to look at Booty.
You have to.
Booty everywhere like that.
Yeah.
But when you have a guy like Miles Garrett get 5 sacks, you're figuring the other offense is probably scoring tops 16, 17 points.
Yeah.
And it was close until
It was 9 to
beginning
what
of
was
the
it
first.
9 to 6
Yeah.
at half or
Well, the
9,
Browns
7
also
and a
had
half?
a freaking kicker,
Yes.
so he's still missing kicks. But it's like their offense is mad. Judkins did get hurt,
Mhm.
so he left, I think, in the second quarter with the shoulder. He
But
should
had
be- he
nothing
should be-
prior to that. He couldn't get past the line, you know.
Gabriel's just there's no reads. I think everything he does is just this is the play designed. Go there, no matter what. Like he threw
Yeah.
the 2 touchdowns were the tight ends.
Mhm.
So those are the easiest ones. Dump it off to the receiver or the tight ends. Like Judy didn't have a single catch.
But yeah, he had two targets, both late in the game. I think they were both in the fourth quarter.
And he's getting too highly paid to not
Yeah.
even get a catch.
I think Drake May is one knock is he hangs onto the ball
Mhm.
too long, and that's why there was 5 sacks. But he also scored 3 times because he hangs in there. I kind of like seeing a guy that hangs in there. Doesn't throw a lot of INTs. The reality is Dylan's 2 interceptions set up New England for 14 very easy points. It was 6-9 at halftime. Brown's first
Ayo.
drive scored,
Mhm.
and then they just couldn't put it together. Yeah, it's a mess. Take out their tight ends, and their receivers caught two passes.
See, that's what I was gonna get to. Just from the box score, I'm looking 21 for 35, but 156 yards. So I can't do the quick maths on that right now while I'm talking, but feels like a low average of depth per target there.
4.5 yard average.
Yeah. And then your leading receiver is Hal Fannin, who continues to perform. Is there a short king issue here? Like you were talking about with Kyler Murray? Is there something to what you're saying? The guy's not
So his
tall enough to really read the field and get to all his progressions.
Yeah, I mean the
So he's
Browns
running
drafted
back.
they drafted Dylan saying that he was like a
Drew Brees.
well, they said he was a fast processor of what was happening in the field and could hit all the routes. That was what they were saying. The reality is his 2 INTs both came when he tried to stretch the field. One to Isaiah Bond, one I forget who the other one was thrown to. When he stays short, intermediate, he's okay. Kind of what you're seeing, 4.5 yards, maybe 6 yards a pass. But what New England did is they put 6 to 8 in the box and dared him.
Well, yeah,
throw.
which we thought
Yeah.
was going to happen.
So it could be that he is having trouble seeing outside.
Mhm.
For whatever reason, they're not rolling him out. No bootlegs. They did that a lot with Baker to give him some sight lines.
Is he great? I mean, is he good throwing on the run? Or
Yeah, I mean, he's no worse than when he's in a pocket.
And
You
he
know,
was able to run. He wasn't like Lamar or anything.
he's
like
as
that,
good as Baker.
but
as
he's a
runner.
good enough runner.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
as fast as
He
Baker.
doesn't see anything. hopefully he's smart enough. I'll pick up 5 yards. I'll pick up whatever I can.
Yeah, but if they're keeping 8 in the box,
Yeah.
then that might be a little bit tougher.
Well, but if they're keeping 8 in the box, and the reality is, if you got Jamari Thrash or you send Judy out for like a quick out, like
Yeah.
I think there's a way to game plan for more success
I think
for Dylan.
you have to hit some stuff down the field though.
You do. You
to
eventually,
get any
yeah,
type of respect, or they're just gonna.
yeah. And
I've seen it happen, and it's not pretty.
he had a long throw to Thrash, 21 yards. Other than that, his other two longer were 19 and 20 to Fannin and Njoku, and a lot of that
Was
was
yard.
yards after catch. Yeah,
That's gonna be the issue. So
yeah.
I was
Doesn't look
listening
good.
today. That show that I sent you that clip of. You know who they are, the Cleveland guys.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Gabriel, and they were saying they were complaining after the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think one of their main points, I think the lead of that show was saying was they just haven't seen anything like Gabriel you would expect through the 5 games he's played or whatever, that you'd see a flash or something. Oh, like that's something that a franchise quarterback can do.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
Like,
what
you
they're
haven't
saying
seen
is
anything.
you can probably win with him in the perfect system, but he's done nothing to make you feel like you're going to win.
Oh,
because
like
of
I
him.
hope. Oh, like give you some hope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was also his first game he played. He threw like 54 passes, which is ridiculous. for
That's
his first-
ridiculous.
Yeah. Against the Steelers.
You said he threw for like what, 36, 32?
But this game, 35
yeah,
attempts.
35. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're setting him up for failure by having him throw all this time anyways.
Yeah. It's one of those things though. It's like the chicken and the egg. Like I think it's hard to throw the ball. Shut up. I think they obviously want to run the ball. They have Quinshon Judkins, right? They want to give him the ball.
But
It's hard to run into 8-man boxes.
well, and especially when you haven't started the same 5 offensive linemen any game this season.
Well, that too, yeah.
You're starting left tackles out. You're starting right tackles having all kind of injury history, issues.
But you can't get. You got to get downfield in order to open. I mean, you got to get a guy out of the box. So I think it's a catch-22, right? Chicken egg thing. But what happens going forward? Travion Henderson got on track here, 10 carries, 75 yards. I'm sure there was probably a big run mixed in there on 10 carries to get that.
Back-to-back good weeks for him.
Matt Collins, 7 for 89. So that revolving door keeps spinning, I guess, with their wide receiver corps. That's a little. But I think Drake May is a guy you can count on, right? I think Travion, maybe you have some optimism now. Are we feeling okay about Stevenson? I didn't see his stats here. I'll pull them up.
Wasn't Travion looked slightly better than he has the rest of the season. He had a 27-yard run.
Ramondre didn't look great, but he still had more carries.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had 1 catch for 15.
Booty's turned into a stud.
Well, and Matt Collins, like no matter what you think of Matt Collins, he's actually like 7.
7 for 89 is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I picked him up in a couple leagues.
Booty had a big catch.
Yep.
3 for 75, and he had the touchdown. Yeah, so I mean, at least it's tough going down the stretch. Maybe you could grab one of these guys. I think the real markers here is that the one guy you really wanted to start besides Harold Fanning is hurt. I don't know if he going to be back or Judkins.
Yeah.
He's
Well, there's a
day-to-day.
bye. Yeah, this week. So
Oh, so he'll-
We're not losing this week.
yeah, we're not losing this week.
So it's Judkins, it's Fanning, and then it's everybody else right now for the Browns, right?
No, I think that's like the only, like if you're talking fantasy
Yeah,
production,
yep.
Fannin is the number 7 tight end, 10 points a game, no matter what, good or bad, he's getting targeted. Quinshon, number 16, 13.6 yards.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 that you could look at and think are going to be good in fantasy. And they're playing, like they have some enticing games. They play the Jets, they play Cincinnati, Tennessee, Las Vegas,
Mhm.
the Bears, and the Ravens. And all those defenses don't look great. So the idea is those 2 might actually be okay.
I thought if they pulled the upset on the Patriots, they'd have a shot at least being very respectable end of the year just based on their schedule
Mhm.
and their defense. But again, their defense gets screwed by their offense.
Mhm.
And everybody blames their defense. when they go out there and perform the best they can.
I don't think I've ever seen a better Browns defense top to bottom.
How do you look at their offensive players in the face and be like,
Yeah.
"Great job, guys.
Yeah, it sucks.
We're out there
I
busting."
mean, you're seeing even
Like,
Campbell.
before we spin out over here,
Let's go to the
Drake May, Ramondre, I still feel is safe to start. Right, I'd still feel okay starting Ramondre. Maybe not my first pick, but he's still solid. Still getting a decent share. And Matt Collins, are we starting Matt Collins? Are we flexing him right now?
I think
Over
if you're
Boutte? Do you think?
I would at least take a flex on Butte.
So
What
I think
about
it's like,
Collins?
what do you want? Like ceiling or
Ceiling or floor,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Plus, they're gonna be
I want both.
fighting for the East, so I think they're gonna be trying to shoot it out and try to pull it off. Because to upset the Bills, I think would be a great confidence booster to going into the playoffs. And I love their coach, and he's got that mentality.
Yeah, Vrabel was the guy we
Vrabel
probably should have
never been
kept.
fired.
Yeah.
My God, why? Why did Tennessee get rid of him?
Well, and maybe Stefanski should have been fired and Vrabel should have been hired. He was in our clubhouse last year.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
was,
coached,
insulting.
Coached
Yeah.
our, like the fact that we let that guy leave.
Tennessee let him leave too. All right, moving on to the last game, the Giants at the Eagles. What happened was three main things happened. Cam Scatterboo just destroyed his ankle, which was terrible to see. The other thing that happened was the refs hosed the Giants in certain places, but I still think the Giants lose this game, most likely, because the Eagles just dominated them at the line of scrimmage, ran the ball up and down the field. While I think there's something to say for early in the game with the tush push and the fumble that wasn't, which was like super. I mean, blind person could tell you that's a fumble. The game at that point was 7-7. They get a stop on fourth down. Maybe that changes things.
Which
But
definitely changes momentum.
Changes the momentum at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna win too many games giving up over 250 rushing, right?
Well, and I think this is the game that I thought Saquon was going to have last time they played the
Yeah.
Giants. Like, listen, I don't blame you for not liking the guy for how he left. I agree with
I like
that.
him even less after watching the documentary.
Yeah, no.
Did you
for
watch
sure,
the
yeah.
documentary? Yeah.
It's bad. But you can't deny the guy's talent. Like, he's got talent.
Hey, Saquon, go screw. That's what I can say. Anyway, so that's what happened in the game.
Mean letter.
Yeah, I know you guys didn't watch it. That's what essentially Jackson Dart made a bunch. Jackson Dart continues to play well, and he's been great. Even when
You're
his-
not losing because of him.
his worst game of the box score, this was probably one of his most impressive in the pocket decision making. He's getting better.
He steps up well. Honestly, he reminds me a little bit of. He's got a little bit of Rodgers where he's not necessarily going to take off. He could. So there's a threat of that, but he's even better at stepping up.
He's really
stepping
good in
out.
the pocket. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
The
Like
presence there.
his feel. What's this? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His feel for the pocket,
Yeah.
his awareness, he can make plays. He kind of know, which is opposite of the thing. The biggest knock I had on Daniel Jones was his pocket presence wasn't great.
Of the rookies, Dart looks like the one that belongs the most.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, Cam Ward, he's struggling. Dylan has struggled. Tyler, we'll see this week. I think he's going to struggle greatly, especially coming against the Rams this
And
week.
I think it's important to note, and this is homerism, but it's the truth, that he's throwing to
Scum.
nobody.
Yeah.
He's throwing to practice.
No,
Not scum, but I mean,
Come.
he's throwing little Jordan Humphrey off the practice.
Let me ask you a
Bo
question.
Collins.
think about this because I
Free
looked at
agent.
this in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland's wide receivers are better than the Giants,
Well, they are.
and that's pathetic.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm looking without Malik
Who's
Neighbors.
the best Giants wide receiver right now? Is it
Wandell.
They're not
Yeah.
scum.
They're not scum. It was a little hard.
Yeah.
No, he's throwing to nobody, and it's not like he has Kelsey or stud tight end. He's out.
No, he's got Theo and Daniel. They're both decent.
They're
good.
okay.
Yeah, they're
They're
good
just
guys. They're not. Yeah,
They're not.
yeah, they're
like,
not different.
You're not signing them up on your fantasy.
I think if you throw Judy on your roster, Fannin on your roster, and Ajoku on your roster,
I'd be so glad.
I think you make a run. Like you know.
Well, no, and that's the other thing that happened. The defense just gave it up. They're banged up. But
Yeah,
let's get to why it happened, and that's why it happened because the defense sucks so hard right now. Great edge rushers. They're weak up the middle outside of Dexter Lawrence.
the defense is underperforming for what we thought, like what I thought they were going to be.
They're hurt. Their top cornerback out. Their top safety is
So is
out.
the problem in the secondary?
It's part of it,
Yeah.
and the interior defensive line. So outside of Dexter Lawrence, they get pushed around. What happened?
I'm just smiling.
You're just smiling.
The cameras.
Their top cornerback, top safety, their starting linebacker, all out. Yeah, they look soft, but really up the middle, they got ran all over on. What are you laughing about?
Fantasy football? Fuck yeah.
I think what's scary for the Giants is
Schedule? Oh,
Gadaboo was what made him move.
yes.
And Tyrone, he's not a bad
He looked
guy.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got good vision, but it's
Not a
the
bad
same.
guy, but he's not the same. Gadaboo is, he's a cataclysm. Like he's gonna get injured. Like
Yeah.
like he runs.
Well, that was a freak injury, but yeah, it was actually on a pass too.
yeah, but he looks like a guy that's gonna get that injury.
He
He's just
does.
so reckless.
So yeah, you guys look at the box score. I mean the Eagles? They look like they're back on track, right?
You got the 49ers. You got the Packers, got a good defense. Lions
Bears,
coming
Lions.
up. Patriots are great against the run. Commanders aren't terrible. Vikings are decent. Like you got some tough.
I'm not that down though. I still feel good. I think
No.
no, still perform.
Here's why you should be optimistic. Even if it's a losing season, you may have found your quarterback. Like if Dylan looked like the second coming,
You don't care about losing.
I don't care about losing because we're building towards something else. We got 2 number 1 picks.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And I think you could still start Dart too. That's the fantasy way. I think you can start Dart. I think you might have to start looking at Tracy because he's going to be getting the lion's share there now.
I do think Dart's going to run it a little bit more than he
Yeah.
has in the past. He's going to have to.
But he just makes plays. I think, and there's a touchdown taken off the board.
Do
So I
they
think
do,
he'll
do
continue
they
to
make a
make
trade
plays.
for a wide receiver?
No, they should. I hope they don't.
Yeah, that's
No, that'd
like
be
the Browns
stupid.
too. They were
It'd be so
Garrett
stupid.
Wilson. I'm like, why?
2 weeks ago would have made sense.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago it made sense.
Yeah.
If you get a good wide receiver in before they lose that Denver game,
Tough
Makes
loss to Denver. Yeah, if you win that Denver game, then yeah, maybe you're trying to
you
get
go
Olave
another
or
guy,
try.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're 2-6. Anybody? I mean, I don't want to go down the laundry list of guys and why you don't trade for him right now, but
Yeah.
Hurts is back on track, 4 touchdowns. Barkley finally looked like Barkley. That was good for Barkley owners. Devontae Smith, he looked good in.
He's a good
this is
router.
what you want.
Yeah.
You want Devontae. I think he is a good wide receiver one without AJ Brown on the field. The problem with them is that if you don't have Devontae Smith, who else are you starting? They don't throw to the slot at all because Jalen Hurts is not
Dallas.
he's not a read the field kind of guy.
I mean, you're
Like,
starting Dallas. I mean,
maybe Dallas got it. He had a decent game, right?
he did. He had 2 touchdowns, I believe.
No, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
It was all a blur.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
about 4 beers in
No, I cut it off at 2 now. Yeah.
and straight.
Yeah, you have to. Especially after watching that. You spiral real quick.
You don't want to be hitting people.
No, you don't. All right, moving on. That was okay. Go for it.
Unknowingly, I was watching a lot of like the Sports Center stuff and Fox News.
Yeah.
What happened to the Giants may have solved the tush push problem.
Oh, might have that. Yeah.
Because if they're gonna call that forward progress was stopped,
But yeah,
then when he hits the lineman,
has to be dead.
it has to be dead because he doesn't move again until he gets pushed. Hence the name
Yeah.
tush push.
Well, that's the whole thing.
So
Like they've let that play go on for 5 seconds in the past.
So in theory, which everybody's in agreement, because everybody knows the Giants got screwed on that call.
Yeah.
First, they were offsides. Also,
Yeah.
if you call that forward progress is stopped, then every time they do it, his progress is stopped,
Yeah.
or what need to be called the tush push.
Yes.
So hopefully that ends it. Which at the start of it was a smart thing. It got
Yeah.
2 yards, but then the one game where they did like 4 or 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And
Against the
now-
Giants.
And
as well.
now we can see that they clearly are violating the the zone,
Yeah, neutral zone.
neutral zone.
Yeah.
They got to stop.
They can't officiate it. You're right. I mean, it's just crazy. What's crazy about that play too is that they ruled him forward progress had stopped after he recovered the ball because they didn't blow the whistle till after he recovered the ball.
Yeah.
And if you watch the play, it wasn't like he got stopped for 3 seconds and then went. It was boom, boom. It was super quick. They treated it like he broke the play into the end zone. I don't know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't want to keep that. Just picking at the scab.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to over under. We're gonna pick 4 player. I picked 4 players. Projected fantasy points for next week. I picked one from each position group. And we're just gonna say if they're going over or under. Obviously, I selected them because I think it's an intriguing player or matchup for that player. We talked about this guy a lot just now. Drake May is going up against Atlanta at home. Now, Atlanta is a good pass defense. It's good defense in general, but they're a dome team. And I think historically they're pretty bad in the elements, especially in the Matt Ryan era. So Drake May at home against that staunch ATL defense, 24 fantasy points, over under.
I say under just because that defense, based on what I talked about last week, I think they were number 2 against the pass. I still think the Patriots can win, but that's only because Atlanta's quarterback issue. Penix isn't a stud. He's growing, but he's still not a stud. They're going to be running Bijan all the time. I think they could still win with Patriots defense, a couple long passes to Booty. I think they win with Drake May will probably have a touchdown, 160 something yards. So not enough to put him over the hump.
I would say under 2.
So, and Penix is going to start. Does that change anything for you? No.
I mean, no, not really. I think New England, they have a good defense, specifically run defense. I think they're gonna limit Bijan a little bit. I don't think Dre's gonna have to stretch. I think he's gonna, like you said, maybe score a touchdown or 2. But I think he's probably closer to 21, 22.
So you say under. Okay.
And the it's got to be cold.
Yeah, I think they're going to play some bully ball up there. I think this is like
I mean,
right in
Henderson,
his wheelhouse.
Henderson has looked better. He averaged 7.5 yards last week.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to start.
Well, if I'm Vrabel, yeah, I'm getting ready for the winter playoff games. I think he's going to want to set a tone. I can see that easily with the Falcons here. All right, moving on. Chase Brown, the guy who we loved and we've hated lately, playing against the Bears, who are just kind of outside of middle of the pack on defense. Chase Brown has underperformed. Samaje Perine is getting about half the carries the last few weeks. Scored this week 12 points at home to the Bears. Does Chase Brown get over or under 12 points?
This is easy for me. He gets over. Chicago defense it's not terrible. It's okay. Chase Brown, even last week, he looked better. Samaje had a good run, scored a touchdown. Chase is still getting between 12 to 15 carries a game, still getting some receptions. To me, it's easy. He's getting over 12.
I think get over. He does catch the ball. They are going to be probably in a shootout a little bit. So I could see him easily getting 70 on the ground, 40 in the air type of guy. So I think he can just edge it out.
I'm going to go under. Everything in me is saying to go over.
Go over.
But I'm going under.
Damn.
I think
Thought I
that
did
P. Ryan is getting, I think he had 12 touches last game. I think he's continued to get touches. And I don't love the Bears defense, but I do like their linebackers. I think Chase Brown I think both backs will have a little bit harder time in the pass game this week. I look for the Bears to kind of win big. So I go under. Next, Cortland Sutton. Who that offense has kind of been on fire last couple weeks, especially in the fourth quarter. Cortland Sutton, 12 points projected at the number 1 defense in the NFL, the Houston Texans. Does he go over 12 points?
I have Sutton, and I'm saying over. They are super hot. the Texans do have their one defense, but their offense is meddling around right now.
Mm-hmm.
They have no identity of. I don't think it's the quarterback's fault completely. Like some people disagree with me on that statement, but he's still getting sacked a lot. Running back went down. Nico just hasn't been Nico this year like he has the previous 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see where it's a shootout early and then fall into just a running game once Bo Nix probably gets Cortland at least a touchdown. So I think he'll get his yards and his points probably up until the third and then fall off after that. Because the running game's picked up a lot too. Harvey's.
Yeah, he's been okay.
I'm going to say over. Cortland's been kind of a boomer bust. He's had 2 games that were single digits, 2 and 1.
Mhm.
But even last week, he didn't look his best. He still had 67 yards, still had 6 targets, but only 4 receptions. I think you're right. I think he probably breaks through and either has a 100-yard game or has a touchdown. Either
Mhm.
way, I think he tops 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under again. I'm
What are you
sorry,
doing here?
but I don't have to agree with you guys.
Why
I
not?
think he's going under. I think the defense is good. They're on the road.
Likes being wrong.
I think Bo Nix is gonna have a tough day as well. I think it's gonna be a super low scoring game, and I
But-
don't think he scores.
Bo Nix, it's like he has periods of the game where he looks just very average.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll like break through and have like a 5-minute stretch where he looks amazing. It's
Mhm.
happened a couple times this year.
Oh yeah.
So I think if Cortland gets over 12, it's going to come in like that,
In a
those
blitz,
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, Travis Kelce is projected for 12 points. He's playing the number 2 defense in the league on the road in Buffalo. Does Travis Kelce score over or under 12 points?
You gotta disagree with me no matter what I say.
No, I don't know.
Again, I think this is an over.
Mhm.
They're just a hot team.
They're hot.
And as bad as they were to now be able to just Mahomes just run around throwing to whoever he wants. He's throwing it underhand, sideways. The dude's a freak. If it wasn't for Tom Brady, he would have 2 rings already with more on the way. I could see.
Doesn't he? He already
He
has
has
2.
2,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you're saying he would have had
2 more.
Sorry.
2 more. Yeah.
He definitely would have beat the Buccaneers, but Kelsey knows how to get open, and he got all of his yards just by running around and just finding the soft spots in the defense. With Rashid back, I think he could take away. Obviously, isn't like I said earlier, Worthy hasn't been able to pick up the pace, but I think he easily gets 12 points. It doesn't matter who he plays. I think him and Mahomes are just starting to be on another level. I'm not a huge KC fan, but they're easily going to be in the running again
Mhm.
to be Super Bowl contender, which everybody's writing them off after the first couple of weeks. They
Yeah.
thought it was finally the end of the dynasty.
Mhm.
Mahomes, is there another quarterback in the league that you win because of? Like they're rare. And I tell you who else is that guy, Stafford, I think still too.
Josh Allen is that guy.
Yeah, with
They
no
don't
wide
win.
receivers.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
kept losing to so.
Well, he loses to Mahomes, but I'm saying they
I-
win because of him. Yeah.
I think Mahomes, I hate to say it, he's something special. I do think that Rashid being back helps. But I think the running game takes a step back with Pacheco being hurt. Kareem is a great goal line back.
Chenko.
Yeah, Pacheco. Kareem is a great goal line back, but he's just doesn't have speed left. So they're going to be like having kind of a mash unit back there in the running back.
Yeah.
But I think all of that helps Kelsey. I think Kelsey finds a way to get 7 receptions, 60 yards, might score a touchdown. I think he's above 12.
All right. Yeah, I agree. He's
What's
gonna.
sad about their. Sorry, I know.
No, you're
but
fine.
Mahomes is still leading that team in rushing yards.
That's crazy.
That is.
Mahomes is something, man.
Makes
I
no sense how good he is.
I don't like how blown away you are right now. Just relax.
the guy I see him. It's just, man. Talk about
Crazy.
presence understanding where the rush is coming from, evading it enough to buy another half second to throw the
Yeah.
ball. Crazy.
Because you've probably watched QB1, right, on Netflix, the
Mhm.
first season.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through second. It's just not as enticing as the first season.
No, it's not.
But the way, the receiver one was trash. I turned that after.
Yeah, I didn't
one
watch it.
after. But Mahomes is like, you just like the guy after watching that. Like,
Yeah.
he's not, his family maybe.
Yeah, his family's seems like a bunch of douchebags.
He
But
seems like a really nice guy too, which kind of sucks. You want to hate dynasties like that.
You got to still find that in yourself
But
to hate him, though.
Yeah, because he's going to keep you down. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like the Bills. And the Bills had the great thing with if you're tired of seeing the Super Bowl, beat us.
Yeah.
And nobody can beat the Chiefs. And
I don't know, man. Like in the Super Bowl, right? The Browns aren't there. The Giants aren't there.
No, we've been there.
Well, no, I'm saying, but like
Yeah.
this year, they're not there.
Mhm.
Philadelphia, KC.
I'm rooting for the KC.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like almost anybody else. I'm kind of rooting for Mahomes. I am.
Oh, yeah, no.
I
did
am.
you want him to be the new GOAT?
Oh yeah, I hate Tom Brady. So yeah, of course I do.
I don't hate Tom Brady. But yeah, I get it. Hey, I'm going to say over. Um,
I know.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a back and forth game. I think there's going to be, whoever has the ball last type of thing. Usually what it is with these two guys. So, yeah, there's going to be a bunch of Mahomes making a play, dumping it off to Kelsey. He doesn't need to score a touchdown. He'll get over 12 points. All right, and moving on to our last section. Let's keep it quick. Well, we have to keep it quick. It's in the title. Boomer Bust Minute. Everybody's going to get a minute. They're going to give you a boom. They're going to give you a bust, and they got to do it in under 60 seconds. You can explain why. You don't have to explain why. It could just be a gut thing. But, Jay, you're going to get us started. Give us your boom. Give us your bust.
I go boom, Waddle. I think their offense is just clicking recently for some reason.
Last week.
Waddle, yes.
Yeah.
What a recently.
1 week.
It is recently.
But Waddle has still been good most of this last part of the year. And after the tight end went down, I think they're still going to give Waddle a lot of passes.
That's
I think
right.
He's a boom. Then bust. I'm just not trusting Goff until Goff has that huge game. He's only getting around 240, 260 area. Not a lot of touchdown passes. They are running the ball because they do have quality running backs.
Mhm.
But I think right now I'd play him as a bust. Try to find somebody that's going to be that same level, but can also get a little bit more yardage. So that's my bust.
Rocky.
Yeah, I've got bust. Well, I'll start with my bust.
Start. I always do.
QB needy teams. Maybe you're looking to take a flyer on this guy. He
You got
just got
60
named.
seconds. Just remember.
Just got named the starter, and that's Tyler Shuck. I like the guy. I want to believe, but I don't. I think he's going to get absolutely overwhelmed this week against the Rams defense, which is phenomenal. I think they're going to overwhelm them. The line in New Orleans is trash. The problem in New Orleans is not Spencer. It's the team. I think Shuck's just an absolute going to bust his first start. Boom. And I'm only saying this because if he doesn't boom this week, then he's never going to boom. And I traded this guy from every team I had him, and that's Keon Coleman with Buffalo. Joshua Palmer is hurt, may not play. He's got it. He's the only receiver right now in that offense.
Yeah.
This is it. You got to boom, man. But it's a gut. I'm going to go with it and say he's going to boom this week.
Minute 35. All right. My
It's
turn.
it's a minute each, right?
No, it's a minute for the whole thing. One more bust.
He
minute.
stumbled around like a stroke
He
victim
did.
for
He
2
was,
minutes.
like 40-something seconds.
Boom.
All right, here we go. Boomer bust.
In and out of the bench.
I will start with my boom. You're going to hate this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Waddle.
Kenneth Walker is going to boom this week.
No.
Zach Charbonnet is a mirage. 2 goal line carries. Kenneth Walker still is getting the lion's share of the carries. 17 carries last week. This is the week against the beat up, overhyped, old Washington defense. He's going to carry the ball for over 15 times. He's going to score a touchdown. He's going to go over 100. You're going to boom with Kenneth Walker, and you're going to bust with the guy I talked about earlier, Bo Nix, who's QB5 right now. He's going to play. Who did I say they were going to play?
Houston.
The Texans, right? They're going to shut them down. Bo Nix has been uneven, like you said, in most games. He's had a little spree where he's went off, but this game, he's going to get locked down. Bo Nix will be scoring maybe single digits. So that's Boomer Bust. To close the show, I'm going to keep staring at Jay intently because he won't stop looking at me.
Vehemently disagree with Kenneth Walker being.
I don't care if you disagree with it.
You disagree with me all over and under.
I said I don't care.
I don't care that you don't care.
Okay. So
We're in
you did.
agreement.
Jay disagrees with Kenneth Walker. There you go.
Put it in the comments
Put what in the comments?
that I'm better.
Okay. So if you like the show, please go to all our socials at GOM Podcast. That's TikTok, Instagram, and X. But most of our content is, well, that you can interact with is going to be on TikTok. We're also live on there every Sunday, giving you advice before kickoff. Typically, we're there 11:30 to 12:30, so you can check us out there. Like and subscribe if you're here on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so you're notified when we post a video. If not, you can go to Spotify or Apple Music. You can find us there, Guys on Sports, or the GON Network. You can find this show and all of our other shows there. Please like and subscribe, support, comment, let us know what you think or any questions you have. We love you. Peace.